I'll get my car.
I brought mine.
Yours.
Let's start with a disclaimer. This set is an updated re-edition of the Tumbler set released back in 2014. You will see a bunch of comparisons here, and you can watch my original review of the 2014 Tumbler using link in the video description. The box is really massive. It's just as tall as the box of the 1989 Batmobile set, but wider and thinner. And just like with the 1989 Batmobile, I think the 18+ styling actually works pretty well here. Another similarity is the very nice glossy coating that covers the pictures of the set. And it's present not only on front but also on top and rear of the box, making it feel like a proper premium product. I can only wish that LEGO decided to give this year's Technic flagship set the same kind of treatment, but I guess it was just too cheap for it. The box opens on either side and it's about 90% full. Impressive. Contents: 6 loose tires, 18 bags with pieces numbered 1 to 11, 1 plain bag with pieces, and an envelope containing the instructions book and sticker sheets. While the 2014 Tumbler had instructions split into 5 thin books with 0 extra content, the 2021 version comes with a single thick book and a very nice intro section. We get to learn a bit about the original vehicle and about the design process of the LEGO set that represents it. So it's already a huge improvement over the 2014 version. Besides that, the quality is as good as usual and everything looks clear. The only thing that struck me as odd is that we learn nothing about Adam Grabowski, who's the designer behind the 2014 Tumbler as well as behind this newer updated version. But there's still a lot of information in here. Whether you're interested in LEGO sets or in the Batman movies, you're going to appreciate this part of the instructions book. Those of you who own the 2014 Tumbler will surely notice by now that the updated version comes with a stand added, as well as with overhauled stickers and refreshed minifigure designs. While the stickers may appear a bit repetitive, they feature an insanely high detail density. They have been obviously all redesigned and look better and more detailed than the already excellent 2014 versions. Interestingly, a few of them have been replaced with printed pieces, which is a good move too. This is a very clever use of a window panel, with a quality print on one side. I just wonder how durable that print is, given that mine appears to be showing somewhere already. Interestingly, these are printed pieces instead of pieces with stickers used in the original Tumbler set from 2014. It's a welcome change, as prints are generally more lasting than stickers. The minifigures have been slightly changed from their 2014 versions. The molds are the same, the headgear and faces are the same, and just like back in 2014 they lack any sort of accessories or weaponry. The torsos and legs, however, feature brand new prints. Batman's armor has been updated with more details that extend to his legs this time. This has to be the most detailed LEGO Batman's armor I've ever seen, to the point that it almost seems too much. And given this level of detail, Batman's plain unprinted arms look just weird. Changes to Joker are more exciting because he's no longer wearing the coat and gloves he appeared in at the beginning of the movie. Unlike Batman, he was given nicely printed arms that mimic the weird shirt he was wearing. He's now looking just like in the famous police station interrogation scene. I imagine this is going to be very useful to anyone who wants to recreate scenes from the movie, and it's possibly a more recognizable look for Joker than the one from the 2014 Tumbler. And let's not forget about the stand, featuring a bit of cornice with two gargoyles, just like in the 1989 Batmobile set from 2019. Just like back in 2014, this set is primarily a display piece. It comes equipped with an updated stand that has the UCS plaque integrated into it, and that makes the vehicle look like it's jumping. The stand is similar to the one found in the 1989 Batmobile set but much less prone to falling apart, and you can rotate the tumbler on top of it to make it look like it's jumping at a slight sideways angle. Personally, I didn't care much for this stand at first, but I have to admit that it can make the set look quite dramatically, especially with some light effects added. And I have this strong suspicion bordering on certainty that the real reason LEGO made it is to keep the front wheels off the ground. Any owner of the 2014 Tumbler will tell you that after years of standing, the front wheels get visibly lopsided. It's a heavy model and the prolonged stress simply warps some LEGO pieces after a while. If the new stand can prevent it, that's another point for the 2021 version. Other than that, the only functions include the freely rolling wheels and a cabin which can be accessed by removing two roof panels. This is just the same as in 2014 and still nowhere as dramatic as the intricate way the Tumbler's roof was folding in the movie. The cabin interior is unchanged except for the reworked stickers. You can still move a thing or two and you still can't fit minifigures in the seats because the minifigures are way too small. This time the cabin interior extends to the nose of the Tumbler, which has seen a major redesign and now includes an extra little control screen visible from the outside. So I guess we can consider the 2021 version a bit more functional because of the stand. Back in 2014 the stand did not connect to the Tumbler and was just used to hold the plaque and the minifigures. The 2014 Tumbler has become a cult classic and everyone would be happy if LEGO simply released it again. Instead, LEGO has given it an extra polish, making it more accurate and more detailed, threw in extra stuff such as the updated stand and the minifigure stand, and kept the price the same because $200 in 2014 adjusted for inflation is $230 today. I think the new version is amazing, so let's compare it against the previous one. The Tumbler is a bit of a fetish for me, so I will be using this officially licensed book for reference. A book I greatly admire for providing insight into what Tumbler prototypes look like. And looking at it, I see three main areas where the 2021 set differs from the 2014 one. Because Christopher Nolan refuses to be bound by things like sanity, the real Tumbler uses rear axle of a truck with 4 giant off-road tires on it. These are called Super Swamper tires and some versions of them are not even street legal, because again, sanity is for the weak. When LEGO first designed the Tumbler, they've created brand new front tires specifically for it, and these turned out great. But each LEGO set has its budget and for the rear they have simply used regular street truck tires, which looked completely wrong. So wrong that when I bought the 2014 Tumbler, the very first thing I did was cast these tires into the fires of the Mount Doom and find some replacements. Eventually I found out that you can get tires for RC models that are exact replicas of the Super Swampers from the real Tumbler, and that they come in just the right size and they even fit the LEGO rims. I have proudly displayed them on my Tumbler ever since. By 2021, LEGO already had off-road tires of just the right size, and put them to good use. These still don't look quite like the real thing, which has significantly more intricate tread, but they look a great deal better than the tires from the previous Tumbler. The 2014 version features side panels that look somewhat crude and very vertical, plus fake actuators that look like simple pins with bars because that's exactly what they are. And then there's this deep triangular opening on the side which exposes the inner frame of the model. Not a big deal since that part of the frame is black, but not something you can see on the real Tumbler. The new version makes the upper front panels angled, which feels way more accurate, and it trades pins with bars for minifigure ski poles which look both more subtle and more complex. The triangular hole now has a layer of smooth tiles underneath, and while it makes it look a bit shallow, I think it's an improvement anyway. Finally, this is where the new version truly shines. The designer has clearly put a lot of effort and LEGO has created a unique printed window panel just so that the nose of the Tumbler looks right this time. The old version simply used a bunch of slope pieces with zero detail on them and with a weird step between them and the upper panel, because the angle of these pieces was a little off. The new version uses a cleverly mounted trans black window with a quality print that adds some excellent details. Not only the angle is right this time, but you can even look inside the nose and see a little control panel. And here's one new detail that I have mixed feelings about. These are supposed to be tops of the front shock absorbers. They look a little weird and out of place, and that light gray pin below them looks especially bad. I mean, they could have at least used a black one instead. There is nothing like that on the old Tumbler. The thing about this detail is that it's nearly impossible to spot in the movie. You can sort of see it in some shots, but it's very subtle. We know that several slightly different versions of Tumbler were built, so my guess is that these shock absorbers are present in the version that does the actual jumping on screen, but may be missing from the version that is used for close-up shots and regular driving. So this shows an extra attention from the LEGO designer, but it just feels too much in your face compared to the movie. One last interesting difference, the front wheels in the 2021 version are slightly closer together than in the old one. I guess this was done to make room required to set these upper front panels at angle. There was not enough room for it in the old design, and the only other option was to keep the front end as it is but make the whole rest of the set wider. To sum it up, LEGO has put an amazing amount of effort into this re-release, from some really large changes in design to making unique printed pieces just for this set. They have also added a stand that seems to prevent the front wheels from bending over time. They dressed the Joker differently and added detail to the Batman. They put a very nice intro section in the instruction book and then kept the price the same if you consider the inflation. In pretty much every way possible, the new version looks like a large improvement and like a set well worth your money. If I really had to complain, I would point out that as of 2021, this set is somewhat outshined by the excellent 1989 Batmobile set, which sets the bar for looks and functionality really high. If I just had to pick one LEGO Batmobile, I would go with the 1989 one, despite all my love for the Tumbler. The other complaint is that this is fifth LEGO Tumbler that's entirely black. It feels like LEGO has missed an opportunity to make this set resemble the 2014 version less and to give us the famous camo Tumbler, which only came out once, as part of the 76,001 set from 2013, where it consisted of like 50 pieces and looked just awful. But I guess that changing the color might have caused some collectors to lose their cool and grab their pitchforks, so it's a tough choice to make.